Hey you guys, so today's video is one I don't remember the last time I was this excited to do a video. It's gonna be the how I did my makeup in high school challenge. Is it a challenge video? I don't know. It's gonna be a challenge for me because this was like 10 years ago that I was in high school, or at least 10 years ago that I did the makeup that I'm gonna be doing for this video. I don't know who originally created this challenge or tag, but I have been seeing it pop up so much in my subscription feed. I was just like, I need to do this, I need to roast myself, this is happening. And I'm pretty sure this is the first time that I've done like a kind of challenge makeup video on my channel, so I'm super excited. This is gonna be great. Just a little background history for you guys. I graduated high school in 2010, so when I was in 8th through 10th grade, it was the prime time for when that whole like emo scene phase was really cool. And I'm not talking it was like popular in my area. It wasn't at all. I'm talking about like on the internet, like on MySpace. I was super into MySpace and like posting PC for PC in the bulletin board space. You guys know what I'm talking about, don't pretend like you don't. And just basically getting as many friends as I could. But as far as my actual high school, I had 4 friends and the 5 of us together were like the only scene kids in the school. Pretty sure everybody else thought we were really weird, but we thought we were cool and that's all that mattered, right? So I asked my mom to send me any old embarrassing pictures from that phase that she has. She only sent me like 6, but I'll pop a few random ones here and there. Unfortunately, this wasn't me at my worst time. I wish it was, but I swear to God, I went and deleted like all pictures from when I was like 14 to 15. But I wish I kept those pictures because they were so hilarious. That was when I was like the most scene or emo or whatever you want to call it. I hate using those terms, but like back then, if somebody called me that, I would have been like, thanks. So these are pretty much the only pictures that I have from when I was like 14 to 16. I went through really awkward phases. This was like kind of when I was transitioning out of being a scene kid, but there's this one picture that I have that you can kind of see the makeup that I wore. I wore like double stacked eyelashes and then just concealer on my lips and then just patted my face with like the most full coverage makeup you could ever see. I wish I had the more embarrassing photos to show you guys, but this is what we're gonna work with. So I'm just gonna get into it. So I'm gonna start out with my foundation. First of all, I did not ever moisturize my face, which is disgusting. And I didn't prime or anything like that, so I just went straight in with the foundation. I'm going to use my Rimmel 25 Hour. I used to wear, I think it was like a CoverGirl foundation, but I tried to find it at the store and I couldn't find it. I think it was probably like discontinued now or something, but I would always choose like 2 shades too dark to try to trick people into thinking I wasn't super transparent looking. I still ended up looking super pale anyways, just like my foundation didn't match my neck. So I would use these sponge looking things, either these or I would just use my fingers, and this feels so weird. Oh my god, I don't remember the last time I did this. Back in high school, I didn't care at all if my foundation was blended. I wouldn't run it down my neck or anything, even though the color was way too dark. And my mom every day would be like, Kayla, I think there's like makeup on your jaw. And like she would try to blend it out for me. Mom was just trying to look out. By the way, Mom, I'm sorry for the flashbacks you're about to have. I know you're watching this. This is your trigger warning. I really thought I was a badass in high school, like primarily 8th, 9th, 10th grade. And I just thought I was such a rebel, but realistically, I was not at all because my parents always knew where I was, who I was with, what I was doing at all times, so I didn't really have a chance to rebel, but in my mind I was like, whatever, I do what I want. Luckily this foundation is about a shade too dark for me, so you guys are getting almost the full effect here. So like I was mentioning, when I was at my worst or my most scene phase, I had really, really short blonde hair. Like I cut it basically to my jawline right here, and it was like a scene boy haircut, and I thought it was so cool. And then I thought it'd be even cooler to get black extensions, like 22-inch extensions. There were like the clip-in Jessica Simpson ones, and I wore those with my blonde hair. Didn't even blend them in or anything. I remember vividly my 9th grade school photo. I was wearing those extensions with my hair, and I was wearing like a Blood Brothers t-shirt. I don't know if you guys know that band, but I was obsessed, so that tells you a little bit about my music taste back in the day. Either that or My Chemical Romance or Panic at the Disco. So as far as concealer comes, I didn't wear any concealer except for one of these guys. This is a concealer stick by NYC. This was all I would wear for concealer, and I don't think I would even put it under my eyes, but I'm just gonna do a little bit today. I think I would like it every now and then, but it was nothing like how I do now. Like there wasn't any, you know, under eye highlighting or anything back in the day, and I'm pretty sure I would just blend it out with my finger. The real reason I got this though was to use on my lips, but I'm gonna save that for later because Honestly, that's saving the best for last. So I'm gonna go on to powdering my face, and I would always use so much powder on top of my foundation to the point where if you got too close, you could see like every single peach fuzz on my face was just caked in makeup and powder. I just decided to buy the Rimmel Stay Matte powder because I used this towards like the end of high school, but I think like in the 8th to 10th grade phase I would wear a different powder, but I don't remember which one it was. So I'm just gonna use this anyways, and I would always take it on like one of these little pad things and just cake it up on there, get as much as I could, and just press it in like this. Oh my god, this is bringing back so many memories. Oh, good times. I think I actually wore, it's coming back to me, I think I wore the MAC powder. I can't remember what it's called, like Studio Fix or something. And I would bring a little makeup bag to school, and it would have the powder in it, and the concealer stick, and mascara, and I think eyeliner, and that was it. And maybe like a little bit of clear lip gloss. But I would always, like in between classes, which were only like 50 minutes long, but in between classes I would go to the bathroom every time, add some more mascara, add some more concealer to my lips, and then add some more powder to my face. So by the end of the day, I pretty much looked like an 80-year-old woman. And I would even cake the powder in my eyebrows and just not give a fuck about that. So we're just gonna do that. I love how this powder just accentuates my mustache hair. That's a really nice touch. I think that's looking as good as it's gonna get. I'm just imagining what I would look like with flash photography right now. And that is all I would do for my face. I didn't wear any bronzer, didn't wear any blush, definitely didn't wear any highlight because that wasn't like a cool thing back then. It was just this one-dimensional face, and I loved it. Okay, so like I said, I wouldn't do anything to my brows. I just left them like this, tweezed them to no end, like there was no tomorrow. So imagine my brows like this, but just like half the thickness. So I only had one eyeshadow when I was in high school, and it was a bright orange eyeshadow from MAC. Don't know why I went with the bright orange. Actually, I know why I went with that, because I was weird as hell. And that was all that I had, and I wore it every single day. And I would use one of those tiny little brushes from the drugstore. They were like, I can't remember the name of them or the brand, but they had like the bamboo colored handle with the brown bristles. If you guys know what I'm talking about, leave a comment down below. But I don't have any of those anymore, so I'm just going to take this blending brush and I'm going to go into Real Girl from the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette, because that's like basically the color of the eyeshadow that I had. I don't have it anymore, obviously, because that was like 10 years ago. And I would just blend this into the crease, and that was it. Didn't even spend a lot of time blending it, just kind of popped it in there and was like, alright, that's good enough. Gonna blend a little bit onto the lid and call it good. And I'm really trying to make this look as shitty as it looked in high school. Like, I did not care if it was not blended out. And I definitely used my fingers a lot, so I would go in there and blend with my fingers too. So obviously I wouldn't go in with any inner corner highlights or anything like that, because that was just not cool back in the day. So I would go straight in with the eyeliner, and I can't remember which brand I used, but I'm just gonna go in with this JCat Beauty black liner. I know I used a super cheap one, and this one's super cheap, so it's good enough. And I would just apply this straight all the way from the outer corner to the inner corner. Didn't care if it looked messy or anything. I didn't do winged eyeliner ever in high school because that wasn't a cool thing back then, so I just went straight in with the eyeliner pencil. Funny story, true story, one of my best friends in high school, instead of wearing eyeliner pencil, she would actually like straight up use a Sharpie because it wouldn't fade throughout the day. Don't know how she still has vision. And then I would also take this into the waterline. And I would also kind of bring it down like underneath my lower lashes too, just to make it extra black. I'm expecting a package today, and I think it's gonna come like anytime. So I really hope I can get this makeup off before the UPS guy gets here, because I don't really feel like ruining his Friday. That guy has seen some shit though. Like, I've answered the door for him in like just a wig cap and like half of my makeup on, so I'm pretty sure it wouldn't really surprise him that much. Honestly, this is such a good look. Like, my eyes have just never looked better. I'm gonna go in with my mascara now, and mascara is a funny story for me because before I started wearing false lashes, I would literally pack on so much mascara that I would go through a tube in like 1 or 2 weeks. I would just sit there for like 20 minutes, not even exaggerating, doing my mascara until they looked like they were spider legs. Literal spider legs coming out of my eyes. My go-to back in the day was that mascara that was in the pink and green tube. I know you guys know what I'm talking about. I think it was called like Great Lash Mascara. Couldn't find it for some reason, even though that was so accessible back in the day. But I also used to use the L'Oreal mascaras a lot, so I'm just gonna go in with my L'Oreal Voluminous. This is waterproof, so this is gonna be fun to take off. But once I started wearing false lashes, I kind of, well, I still wore like a shitload of mascara, but I toned it down just a little bit. So instead of like 10 layers, I would wear like maybe 5. All right, so done with the mascara, and for lashes, I remember vividly what lashes I would wear, but I can't remember the brand, and I haven't seen them in the drugstore for a long time, but they were in like a yellow package, and they were super, super full and thick. Can't remember what that was, but I went to the drugstore and all I could find were the Ardell Double Ups. Because I double stacked them anyways, I figured that these would probably be my best bet. And I wouldn't like trim them or anything to fit my eyes, so I'm just gonna pop these on just like they are. I never used tweezers or anything to apply these, I just used my fingers. Jesus, take the wheel. Looking great. Honestly though, I think this might be a little bit too natural for what I was going for, so I might have to add another layer of lashes. We'll see. I'm trying to convince myself that this is enough lash, but I really don't think it is, because when I'm remembering back on the MySpace pictures that I used to take, I would like do the look down angle, you know, and my lashes would literally be like this long and like this wide, and you couldn't even see through them. So I think I'm gonna need an extra pair. There we go, perfect. Okay, I added on one more pair of cheap lashes and we're looking good. Honestly, if they begin to pop up in the corner, that's fine, I'm gonna roll with it because I rolled with it back in the day. All right, moving on to the best and worst part. Lipstick. Like I said earlier, I never wore lipstick. My version of lipstick was the cover-up stick. Yes. Oh god, the memories. Why did I think this looked good? Oh. Oh wow. So I just apply it like this and then like blend it out with my finger. Basically wanted my lips to like disappear into my skin. And then sometimes if it was a little bit too light of a color, I'd go right back over my lips with the foundation that I wore. Just like get a little bit on my finger and just go in like this. Oh my god. It's so funny how doing this is literally making me feel like I'm transporting back to the 9th grade bathroom. Okay, so after this, I would powder and then put on some lip gloss, sometimes just one or the other, but today I'm gonna do both. So I would just go straight back into my powder compact, take that little puff thing, and just go right over the top. This pains me. It's so funny how back then the trend, or at least the trend in my eyes, was to make my lips look a lot smaller than they were and like detract attention to them. But now it's all about like wearing lip liner to make them bigger. And then I'm just gonna pat some lip gloss over the top. Okay, so that's pretty much it for my makeup. But we gotta do something with the hair. And if it was blonde, this would be perfect, but just gonna make do with what I have. And I'm gonna try to straighten my hair and like style it how I did back in the day. All right, so I pinned up the bottom layer of my hair because I want to make it look as short as I possibly can, straightening the crap out of it. Funny story, I used to ask my mom to help me straighten my hair every day before school, and it would take like an hour because my straightener was a piece of shit and my hair was just so curly back then. All right, we got the comb over. I used to have like really short layers so I could tease it and like hairspray it and it would be really voluptuous up here. Okay, I think this is as good as it's gonna get. Just imagine blonde, shorter, like up to here, and like a million more layers. Oh, I just thought of the best finishing touch. Hang on. Okay, so when I was in 10th grade, I was obsessed with piercings. Actually, I was obsessed with piercings since like 7th grade. My parents let me get my nose pierced, but I was always trying to figure out different things that I could pierce and hide from my parents. Eventually, I thought, oh, my septum would be easy because I can hide it from my parents and they'll never know. So I'm just gonna go in with one of these fake septum clips and just pop this bad boy in. So I pierced this myself. I would wear it to school like every day, and then when I got home I would flip it up so my parents couldn't see it. I thought I was so cool and like smart for getting away with that, but now that I think back on it, my parents probably knew. If you didn't, sorry about it. Alright guys, so that is it for the How I Did My Makeup in High School challenge. This is bringing back some really good memories. I actually had a lot of fun doing this. I think it's freaking hilarious watching everybody else's videos, so I hope you guys liked this one. If you guys did any of these things that I did, please comment down below and let me know so I don't feel like I'm the only one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!